Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Don't worry, Rob will be joining us in just a moment, but I am going to go over a couple things with you. We get the question a lot about packing and how we pack. Do we do carry-on only, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to talk about that today. Rob is going to break down his backpack for you, just kind of give you an idea of what he fits in his, and then I'm going to show you how we pack our check-in luggage. And one of the things that's contested a lot is whether you should travel with as little as possible, or just some people like to have a big giant luggage and all that kind of good stuff. So one of the reasons why we don't do carry-on only is because we do carry equipment with us, and because we travel full-time, we like to have some fun things with us. And as you'll see when Rob shows you his backpack, you'll see some of the fun things that he has with him, plus some of his professional equipment that he carries with him as a photographer. And so that whole thing with the carry-on only is challenging because in a lot of countries you couldn't carry on your carry-on bag because it's going to weigh more. In a lot of countries, they only allow you up to 7 kilograms to bring on board as your carry-on only. And even though in a lot of places they don't weigh it just by the looks of the size, sometimes they'll make you go ahead and check it. Actually, a lot of times they'll make you go ahead and check it. So the carry-on only theory is kind of blown out of the water because people end up having to check them anyways. So why not just bring the things that you want to bring? And so that's what we're going to show you in this video. Rob is going to go ahead and pack his bag. We'll show you that first, and then I will show you how we pack our check bag, what types of things we bring, how we pack them into the bag, and some helpful tools that we use in order to get everything in there efficiently and light enough that we can still carry it and not feel like we're weighing ourselves down. So without further ado, I'm gonna throw this over to Rob and he's gonna do his backpack for you.
All right, I'm gonna go over my backpack with you, and I am using this Endurax backpack, and it is one that I got off of Amazon. I'll put a link to it in the description because it's amazing. Probably the best backpack that I've ever had. It is absolutely huge, and I need it to be huge. It's about $110. Sometimes it's $100, but all of this is what's going in my backpack, and I carry a lot of stuff with me. So let's first start out with, I have my professional camera here, and of course I got one of the biggest lenses. Actually now I have 3 lenses that I'm carrying. I have a computer, an Xbox, some GoPro cameras, my Xbox controller, hard drives, tablet, extra phone, extra watch, glasses, mouse, and travel router. So you may be thinking, there's no way that's all going to fit in, but it is going to fit. So here we go. We're going to start with the Xbox. It always is going to go in first and go right up there along the side. Secondly, this is my GoPro case, and it's filled with, actually it's got 2 GoPros and all kinds of accessories in it. Thirdly is my lens. This is my wide angle lens that I use for landscape photography, or like taking cities shots. I'm doing that here. And it's gonna go in kind of sandwiched with my hard drive case. It's gonna go right up here against the edge there, and then the lens is gonna go in right there. So that's good. Okay, next up, my mouse is gonna go in there at the top, and my controller is gonna go over that. And then I'm gonna start throwing in all these little, little peripherals that go in there. They just kind of fall down in there. Let's see, my extra phone is gonna go up here on the side, and my tablet is gonna go on top of the Xbox. We're getting close. Gotta get the cameras in though. So those are gonna go. This backpack has a, first I'm gonna break this down. This goes down. This backpack has a really nice upper pocket here. This huge camera, that's a big camera and lens, is gonna fit in there. And then I'm also gonna put this little guy in there. And just so they don't fall out, I'm gonna zip that up right now. I may put more stuff in there later. But that's a hard case, hard top, so it really protects all of my stuff. Then I'm just gonna start layering. I have my extra glasses, my reading glasses, my watch I'm gonna throw in there. This travel router, which this I use in conjunction with the Xbox to be able to watch stuff on the TV. I'm gonna put, this is an extra charger for my camera. It's gonna go in there on the side pocket. And let's see, I'm gonna hold on to that for a minute. Then the next thing that I have to do is, I also have, I forgot to mention, a whole lot of extra cables. Now, it is debatable whether I need these cables in some people's minds, but I think I need them all. So I'm just gonna throw them all in there just like that. That's gonna make it real fun when TSA looks at my back. So now I have this computer is gonna go right on top of there. And generally after that, I wrap up my charger for my computer and my phone. Just kind of stick it on the side. You can stick this stuff in. Actually, I may stick this in this top compartment. There's plenty of room up there because it's this is like domed. So even though you think it's full, it's not quite full. This is an extra carrying towel for my lens. And I could still stick a bunch of stuff in here along the sides. And sometimes I do if I have extra stuff. This pocket is still completely empty. So I got all that in there with room to spare. This will fold over. Zip up like that. This one zips up. And we are good to go. That's why I love this backpack. It's the Endurex backpack. I have more electronics in here than I think I ever thought I could possibly travel with, and that's just what I want to have with me. I want to have my Xbox, I want to have all my cameras. I don't want to make a compromise on the way what I want to have with me when I travel. So this thing is amazing. Now, it does weigh more than 7 kilograms, I can be sure of that. But because it's a backpack, they're never going to question it. They basically just let backpacks through no matter what. So I will again put a link to this in the description. The cool thing too is this is intended to be like a heart, it protects it, but it's also a drone launching pad and landing pad. So I used to also carry a drone in here. I don't have it with me right now, a mini one, and you could use this to launch the drone. So that's everything in my backpack. It's all in there. I'm gonna see what Allie's got to put in the big suitcases now.
All right, before I show you guys the checked bag breakdown, I did want to kind of give you a little peek into how we do our wardrobe as far as cold weather, hot weather. A lot of people ask us, do you keep, jackets with you and different things like that? So, because most of the time we do spend our time in warm weather, but we do sometimes make trips to like Switzerland or Norway or, Iceland, and you're gonna need some cold weather stuff. We buy stuff for the most part, these like easier pieces like your shirts and things like that, fairly inexpensive, and they last us, I don't know, 6 to 8 months, and then we kind of rotate them out. But what we do is we have all of our warm weather stuff with us. They are things for the most part that we can layer, but when we do need to purchase things like jackets and hats and gloves, we do that in whatever country we're in or right before we're headed to that cold weather country. And then, we're able to use those up for as long as we can. And depending on where we're going, we'll either donate them or we keep them and use them for another time. So it just depends on that. On where we're going. But for the most part, we do spend most of our time in warm weather countries. But when we go to those cold weather ones, we purchase items in the country we're in, or we try to get those before we get to the cold weather so we don't freeze when we get there. So hopefully that is helpful. Now I'm gonna hop over to our check bag and I'm gonna show you what that looks like. Okay guys, now you saw how Rob does his backpack. I'm gonna show you one of our suitcases. Basically they're about the same. And one of the main things that you need to think about too, as far as your wardrobe is concerned, you want to concentrate on doing a capsule wardrobes. So it's basically interchanging a handful of pieces with each other. So just have different color, like I have 3 of these tops, 3 different colors, and I interchange them with 3 different colors of pants, so it ends up being like 9 different outfits just out of those few pieces. Sometimes I can make more if I add the cardigan to it, or if I add different scarves and things like that. Same thing for Rob. It's important to concentrate on materials that wash easily, that don't stain, that wash and dry easily, because that way they're lightweight and you don't have to worry about carrying like heavy jeans and things like that. We do spend most of our time in warm weather temperatures, so we bring, you know, it's easier to bring lightweight stuff with us. So this suitcase has 2 sizes. There's 2 things that are really key and important in packing our suitcase. Now, I don't have all our stuff in here because we just moved into this apartment for 2 months here in Bangkok. So 2 things that are important are right here, and that is packing cubes and vacuum bags. Vacuum bags, these type, you do not need an actual vacuum or hair dryer in order to flatten them. Once you put your things in here, what I do is I just roll it so the air is pressing out, and then it zips shut with this. So it's kind of like a giant Ziploc bag is what it ends up being. So these are great. Those are going to help you compress the few things that you have. And then these cubes, you can use this in conjunction with the vacuum bags, but like these in particular are for shoes. I carry 3 pairs of shoes with me, and I put them, the ones I'm not using in here, sneakers and 2 pairs of shoes, and then the ones I usually wear. So you've got these for the shoes, but we've also got them in varying sizes. So once you get that side packed, you get that all sealed up, no problem. But then the other side, so this is the other zip bags here, and you put all your stuff, and then it actually compresses and presses, you know, the air out, so you can get quite a bit into these. And I've got my space here for my toiletry bag. And then this is see how much bigger this one is. This one I use for odds and ends, like varying bags. And this is a flat iron that I can only use in the US, so it's still in this bag because I cannot use it outside of the US. And then these are my my little handkerchiefs that I used for varying things, for scarves and stuff like that. And then I have extra bags in here, which we use all the time for groceries, but we have extra ones here at the apartment, so I didn't need these, so I just left them in there. And they don't take up a lot of room, and like I said, once you zip this up, it's going to help to compress everything down. And we've got links for all of these items that we use for packing our bag and suitcases down in the description, from the suitcase to the compression. You can use compression ones, which actually squeeze more air out, and then stop using these altogether. Because sometimes what happens is these break if you don't open them correctly. So that is one option. Or you can just use these, which I like, in conjunction with these. We've had these for a couple of years now. We rotate them every couple of years probably. But the compression cubes we use all the time. We've had these for ages. I can't even remember how long, but it's been a really long time. But that's what's important there. And then the other thing that we usually have with us is these bands, and this is a really couple purposes for these, is the zippers can break on your bag, and then what happens, you end up with stuff that's missing from your bag because, you know, the luggage handlers were like, well, what do we do with this stuff now? You know, you could lose some of it, and then they just use tape to tape your bag shut. I've seen those on the luggage belt. And then the other purpose is also helps you to find your bag. So this is one that we use so that we can spot our bag real quickly on the belt and just wrap it around the bag and you're good to go. You see people sometimes tie ribbons and strands and tape and things like that. But this is basically kind of like the breakdown of what we do and the thought process behind our check bag. Guys, hopefully this was helpful to you to see this and to see Rob's backpack. If you have any questions, let us know in the comments. Don't forget, all of the links to everything that Rob mentioned and I mentioned are down in the description. And we'll see you guys real soon.